Boom, 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 boom. Chickadee Chanka, how's it going, everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with a little evening transfer roundup for you lads and lasses. I'm trying to get a video out every afternoon and every evening, just an update of what's going on at Manchester United in terms of the transfers and stuff. Shout out to all you bloody heroes who are already in here, getting in here, stopping by. I can see we've got Matt Rush, what a legend, Ray Reddington, Illy United, David Parkinson, VK Dean, who else is in here? Ryan Burberspin 9, Loki Jones, KM, VK Dean, and everyone else. Thank you so much for stopping by and getting in here. How are we all doing? Thank you, Pricey MUFC. Thank you, Scoojo1. Thank you, Palmarius. You bunch of heroes. Appreciate all the birthday wishes, everyone. You've made my birthday very, very nice. So thank you so much to all of you. I hope you've all had a good evening and a good day. I've had a whole bunch of McDonald's. Too much McDonald's, to be honest with you. Tried one of those triple cheeseburgers. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say a double cheeseburger is perfectly acceptable enough. But anyway, in the end, I didn't get a Subway. I got a McDonald's. But you're not here to talk about my fast food habits here, lads and lasses, are you? You're here because you want to hear about Manchester United and the transfer window. And you know what? There's been a good bit of interest that's taken place tonight, lads and lasses. So I will keep you up to date with what's going on. I can see there's a bunch of you in here already, so do us a favour and smash that like button. Do chuck a thumbs up on it if you can. Fergie99, how you doing, lad? Josh Smith, DJ Samuel, Camagello Lou, thank you for that, my friend. The FIFA Tom, yes, lad, I do remember you, the FIFA Tom. Marco, Josh Drain, I do indeed. KM, Aaron Homeyard, Chris R, Stay Clint, Hab Tom Tsutsuge, Oliver H. There's a whole bunch of you legends in here, so please do us a favour and hit that like. Right then. So, what's the biggest news that we're talking about tonight? I'll tell you. Reguilon, the left back that we all know that we need from Sevilla last season, obviously owned by Real Madrid. We need to go and get this man. Now, do you know what? It's actually been reported in some publications tonight that United have tabled a £30 million offer for Reguilon this evening. That's what's been reported in certain outlets, such as AS in Spain, in regards to Real Madrid's Reguilon. So there is the understanding that there would absolutely have to be a buyback clause in the contract. Real Madrid would be under there's no illusions they're under no illusions here. They don't want to sell the player. They only want to sell the player in a short-term 2 or 3 season type deal here. Marcelo's their main centre-back, their main left-back over at Real Madrid, and Reguilon's had a great season at Sevilla. He's just been called up to the Spanish national side. So he's obviously a very talented player that they've got plans for in the future. So they're not looking to just let him go and sell him without the prospect of getting him back in the future. In terms of a buyback clause, it's not something that Manchester United usually do. We usually don't like to sign players that have a release clause or a buyback clause or something like that in the future. We like to have our players contracted up. I mean, if you look at that Erling Haaland situation, supposedly the main reason that we couldn't get that Erling Haaland situation done and dusted and have him signed up is because there was a clause that they wanted to put in the contract, which was basically a big club release clause or a future release clause, a minimum fee release clause. And it wasn't that much, supposedly. So it's like, well, yes, you can have him for a few seasons and get good service out of him, but really you're just doing the development throughout the... for them. Shout out to Alan Spence for subscribing to the channel. Shout out to you, matey. Thank you, everyone who's getting in here. But anyway, so yes, it's one of those where Manchester United, it's not the usual thing that we do. We don't usually sign players who have a release clause, certainly a buyback clause and things like that. But this is a player that United really need right now. He's actually quality. I've been watching a whole bunch of videos on him. I know that doesn't really do him justice. You can make anybody look good on YouTube and all that. But look, I mean, we've seen him a few times ourselves this season, haven't we, on this channel alone? We've done watch-alongs for a couple of Sevilla games, and we've seen how good he is. We saw he got that assist, of course, against United in that game. He's a very good left-back, and somebody that's only going to be getting better. 23 years of age, just entering the Spain fold. What could possibly go wrong? There's nothing that could go wrong. This is a no-brainer situation. Who cares if we have to give him back in a couple of seasons' time for probably a profit? Who cares about that? Who cares about that? Why don't we just try and get a good team? That's the most important thing. Get a player like him in, and that way we could really have a little bit more depth in that area. Say what you want about Brandon Williams. He's a good 19-year-old player, but he's nowhere near ready. And Luke Shaw's injured all the time, and even Luke Shaw, I think, maybe could do with a bit of challenging. Maybe Reguilon is better than Luke Shaw, because you can say what you want about Luke Shaw too. Some people absolutely think he's the messiah at left back. I'm telling you now, he's been pretty bang average over the years. Don't get me wrong, I'd give his overall Manchester United career a 6, but that's not exactly awe-inspiring, is it? That's not exactly Patrice Evra. It's not exactly Dennis Irwin, is it? No, it's not. It's Luke Shaw. I mean, who would you rather? It doesn't even compare, does it? Shout out to the Fell Rider who's just subscribed as well. Also, Tushar Gupta, thank you very much, Tushar. Very kind of you to say, mate. He's just sent a super chat over you, top lad. And it says, loving the shirt, Pig. Thank you very much, the old Don Piglioni, my friend. Oh, nice one. Pricey says we should have brought Hakimi. I mean, Hakimi's obviously a very good talent as well. You know, you never know what's going to happen in the future in regards to that. But, you know, we've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka, of course, on the right. He is an absolute boss. It's really about adding depth to the side there. Diego Dallo and Wan-Bissaka, in my opinion, is not enough on the right side. And Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams, in my opinion, is not enough on the left side. If you have an injury to any one of those key players, we're up shit creek with a shitty paddle, my friends. And that's no good. Over 150 of you legends tuned in right now. Thanks for joining me this evening. Smash that thumbs up button, lads and lasses, if you have not done so already. Please do chuck a little thumbs up on it. That will help this stream out and help this channel out tremendously to compete with all the other big channels. So thank you. I keep telling you that. We're an independent little channel, so we need you guys to support. Thank you very much for tuning in. Fast Class Gamer, what's going on? He says, hi, Daddy Pig. Hi, son. How are you doing, mate? Good to have you in here too. Okay, so this is the thing. Palmerius comments and says, Shaw is only 24 still. Still could become a great player, but I agree he's pretty average. Is Shaw only 24? No, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. He's older than 24, mate. He's 25. See, you almost got me. But to be fair, I thought he was even older than that. I thought he was 26. He looks older than 25. Do you know what I mean? He looks like somebody who's been on 40 Benson and Hedges a day for a good number of years now, my friends. He looks older than 25, that lad. Okay, I don't know if it's the amount of Frey Bentos he's consuming a week, but he definitely looks a little bit older than 25. And nothing wrong with a Frey Bentos, lads and lasses. I'm rather partial to the steak and onion one myself. But I'm just saying, 25, I thought he was older than that. But you're so right, though, in a way, though, Palmerius. This guy's still got a lot of improving to do. He has got the best years of his career ahead of him. It's not really about looking for a complete replacement for Luke Shaw. It's more about just having that cover, that depth, that quality there, that extra competition for this player as well. Luke Shaw strikes me as the sort of guy that needs a bit of competition. He needs to kick up the arse. And I think that's ever the more the case this season, because if you look at how he performed, Brandon Williams, when he came into the fold, there was a period of time when Luke Shaw was injured. Brandon's come in. He's looked really good the first 6-7 games Brandon Williams played for United. In fact, I thought he was going to definitely go on and do some really pretty things this season. He did sort of peter out towards the end, but that's what gave Luke Shaw the real fight, the real start to his season. Before that, he was bang average, but as soon as Brandon Williams entered the fold, as soon as he had that competition, as soon as he had to fight for his place, as soon as he had to step up, he actually started to perform really fantastically well. And you always hear me talk about that on this channel, because I'm a firm believer in that. Not only do you need depth, but you also need competition for places. That's why I think this whole Dean Henderson, keeping him around this season, selling Sergio Romero and keeping Dean Henderson around, a good thing for the competition. Daniel Luciano, thank you so much for getting in here, Daniel, with your super chat, my friend. He comments and says, hope you had a good birthday, mate, and Shaw is class. He just can't stay healthy a whole season. We play much better with him. Oh, absolutely, I agree. I mean, he is a very important player for us. If you actually look at how we perform when he's out the side, you're spot on. He's a big player for us, a very important player. Thank you, Ibrahim Musa, for subscribing. Yes, very important, because when, like you say, when he's not in the side, we struggle. He's versatile. He's not exactly the best defender in the world. He's not as good as Aaron Wan-Bissaka one-on-one or in the tackle. He's not as good going forward as some of the best left backs. Your Marcellos or your Dani Alves or none of these guys. He's somewhere in the middle. He's a good all-round player. I always say that about Luke Shaw. I think he's good at everything, not great at any one thing. But I think he is very important for Manchester United. And the reason I'm saying this, that we need to get Reguilon, is not really to replace Luke Shaw. It's just to have that extra quality in there. Remember, we're playing in the Champions League this season. We're playing on all these different fronts, battling on all these different fronts. And if we don't have the cojones and the bottle and the depth to deal with it, then we're really going to struggle, guys. So that's why we need to get this Reguilon character in. I mean, what do you guys think? Smash a 1 in the live chat if you would like to see Manchester United sign Reguilon for 30 million euros, which is what's being discussed right now. It's being reported that United have put a bid in, but of course this is all just, it's paper talk. We're talking about the news in the papers, but there's some basis behind it. This is a player that Manchester United should really be looking at. We have been linked with him. We've been scouting him extensively from what we understand. And he's a player that United could get for a reasonable amount of money. And I think that suits Manchester United down to the ground. It suits Woodward down to the ground. It suits the Glazers down to the ground. Because no longer are we going out there shopping in the top echelon tier player pool anymore. We're not after your Thiagos for 350,000, I don't think, anymore. We're after your, not bargain bin players, but we're after your up-and-coming players. We're after your useful players, really quite, I'd say the second tier players that could potentially go on and become those tier 1 players. That seems to be what United are going for right now. That's why we signed a player like Donny van der Beek for 39 million. I'm not saying he's not a top player. He's a good 23-year-old player. He's a Dutch international. Played 10 times for the Netherlands. He's done great things with Ajax over the last couple of years. But he's not, your big name marquee signing yet anyway. He needs a few more years to develop in order to get there. And prove what he's got. So we're not looking after those sorts of players right now. We're looking for that player which is coming on and getting better and improving us. And I think it suits Luke Shaw as well. If he's only 25 years of age, if he wants to commit his future to Manchester United and be here forever, Reguilon coming in for a season's not going to hurt him in any way whatsoever. Like you say, he is injury prone. He does have injury issues. Luke Shaw's always on the injury table. Whether it's because he's consumed too many pies, I don't know. But he's always constantly having injury issues. You know what? I feel for Luke Shaw in a way, because I think Luke Shaw, he is a good player. I think his development has been really difficult at Manchester United. I don't know if you guys would agree with that, but think about it. He had that leg break, that injury. That was obviously very severe. Before that, he was playing excellent, and that sort of just completely derailed him and took all of the momentum out of his development. That was a big issue. You see that all the time with footballers when they have an injury like that. Sometimes it's difficult to come back and even be the player they were before. But certainly to continue that progression or continue that, that level before, it's very difficult afterwards, even when you're a young lad. So I think that did halt his progression a little bit. That did make a difference. And because of his injury proneness, because of the fact he's in and out the team all the time, you are seeing Luke Shaw's development, maybe he's not going to reach the full potential that he ever could have done because of those things that we've talked about. Over 200 of you legends stopping by and tuning in for this live show. Thank you for joining me this evening. Whack that like button, everybody. Smash a thumbs up on it if you can. Right then, okay, so yes, Luke Shaw, it's an interesting one actually. Let's have a little vote on that, because I think it's a good talking point that you've brought up there. I mean, we're not ruling out Luke Shaw. It's not like we're saying Reguilon to replace Luke Shaw, but I would like to see the healthy competition. I would like to see Reguilon come in, add that depth, add that competition, and give Solskjaer something to think about. Who's better in training this week? Who's performing? Who's actually doing the job in the pressure moments? Well, let's play them in the next game then. Let's reward form. Let's reward good performances. That's what I want to see with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his man management. And if you added a player like Reguilon, that would only encourage that. So I think that's good. But let's have a little vote in the live chat. Stick a 1 in the live chat if you would start Luke Shaw, or stick a 2 in the live chat if you would start Reguilon. And that's not me trying to do Luke Shaw dirty, honestly. I think Luke Shaw is a very good player, and I'm not saying Reguilon even gets in ahead of him. I'm just saying we need that depth. We need that depth in the team, and Reguilon maybe is better. VK Dean says Luke Shaw might end up being our left centre-back. Yeah, I mean, he did good in that 3-5-2, didn't he? Callum M with the 1 chat. Callum Kendall with the 1 vote. Phil Baker with the 1. So all of you guys think, hang on, did I associate 1 with Reguilon? I think I did. And 2 with Luke Shaw. So Marco Ibsidat, Mr. Leon Capone, Mark Voot, you all say that you think that Luke Shaw's maybe the man. Alex the Rinconator, he thinks that Reguilon's the man. Hang on, actually. I've forgotten what vote I had now. Did I say... Did I say, yeah, okay, did I say number 1 vote for Reguilon? Okay, shit. Number 1, forget it. Just forget it. Just write Luke Shaw. Just forget that. Just type Luke Shaw or type Reguilon. Because otherwise I've completely shat the bed on that one, my friends, on that vote. I apologise. Just get the names in. Anyway, Illy United, he comments and says, Reguilon all day. Alex says, sure. Oh, okay, so I got it completely wrong. Interesting. So there you go. So, like, I'm sort of in the middle there because I think that Reguilon has a lot of ability right now. We've seen that this season. Luke Shaw, consistency, it's another thing. It's another thing with United players. Consistency's not there. He is great, but he's not doing it daily, week in, week out, is what I mean. He's not doing it every single match. Some games he will go missing, and it is quite annoying, to be fair, when you've got somebody that one game is absolutely fantastic and the next game is pretty bang average. What I will say about Luke Shaw is this season, I think, has been one of his best seasons for United. I think it's been one of his most consistent. I think he's had a lot of joy. I think he's really benefited from Solskjaer being the coach as opposed to Jose Mourinho. So I'm not saying he's a bad player. I actually think he's a really good player. I just don't think he's a great player. And I think if we can get a great player, we should try and get a great player. JP comments, Shaw is a bum. Well, maybe a little bit harsh there, JP. I'd say he's a good player. Carl Lee Bennett says Brandon Williams. Here you go then, Carl Lee Bennett. This is the thing with Brandon Williams. People seem to say that Brandon Williams is shit. How can you say Brandon Williams is shit, lads and lasses, when he's 19? He's actually just turned 20 today. Shout out birthday buddies with Brandon Williams. But either way, he's just turned 20 today, actually. How young is that? It's young. In terms of a footballing career, he's just entering the fray. So let's see what he can go on and do in this game. Still got a lot of growing to do, mentally, physically. He will be getting better and better over the next couple of seasons, 100%. So I think that he's a great player to have backing up the likes of Luke Shaw. But if you can get Reguilon, we should absolutely go and do that. Hey, Gungshi, how you doing, my friend? Thank you, Gungas, for getting in here, lad. Jesse Lingard, we know you're taking a break from your extensive off-season training and all that. But actually, Jesse, try not to spam in the live chat, my friend. Otherwise, you will get the axe swung by Mr. Gungshi there, who will time you out, my friend. So just chill your boots on that one, Jesse Lingard. We know you're itching to play and maybe itching to get out this football club, but you just need to relax a little bit there, my friend. Right, okay, let's get on to the next story then, before I bore your asses right off. Let's have a talk. So we've talked about Reguilon. I think that that's looking good for United. I think we are the front runners in terms of interest. We're the front runners in terms of who he would be interested in coming to. And I think Real Madrid would be keen to see him come to England and do it as well. Because you have to remember, he was on loan at Sevilla, right? So I don't really understand how that all works, to be fair. I know we do it in this country as well, but why the hell are they loaning out a player to an opposition team in their league like that who could really, a good team in their league as well? I never really understood that. It's like what was it? Was it Coutinho? Yeah, Coutinho was on loan and he's bloody scoring goals against his old team who were paying his bloody wages and stuff like that. It's absolutely mad. So I think that they would rather have moved to somewhere like Manchester United temporarily with a buyback clause than a team in the Spanish league. Ray Reddington, thank you very much for getting in here, Ray Reddington, lad. Yeah, there's some talk about Pau Torres as well, my friend. So just a little bit of rumour mill stuff. Pau Torres, of course, the centre-back, Villarreal player, very decent, very good. And he's being linked with Manchester United right now as well. I mean, there's nothing concrete on this. There's no movement. There's no offers being made or anything like that. But seeing as you brought it up, Ray Reddington, he is another player that United should be looking at. 23 years of age, Spanish, he's a unit. He's another player that's only going to get better. So he could be available for somewhere in the region of 30 to 40 million euros. These are the sorts of players we should be looking at right now. They really are. We need to take a chance in this window and make something happen. We may not be going for the top upper echelon type players anymore, the big centre-back, the big names around the world, whoever it may be. But we are looking at the next generation, and he's certainly that, 23. I mean, what do you guys think about Pau Torres? Any of you seen much of Pau Torres? What are your thoughts and opinions on the Villarreal centre-back Pau Torres? I don't know if he's ever had any caps for Spain, has he? But I think he has, actually. I think he has. He is a Spain international. So he's a top player, this guy. He's going to be a top player. 23. I mean, you're talking about the next generation after players like Sergio Ramos and Piqué and stuff like that. So he should be around the setup for the next 10 years, all things going well. He's had that experience over the last few seasons in La Liga. So I think it's important that United look for players like this. I'm not saying it's going to be him, but there's talk about Upamecano tonight, the deal being completely dead. Thank you to Matt Rush for sending me all the information on this stuff. There's some talks going on that Upamecano just absolutely It's unlikely that Manchester United will be looking to try and get him at this moment in time. Maybe when that release clause comes into effect later. But at this moment in time, we'd have to pay a bit more of a premium to get him. And this United board, being the way we are, is just not really likely to do that, are they? So I think that's a little bit of a disappointment, but because it's a player that excites me, we've seen a lot of him. He's been doing it really well in the Bundesliga for Leipzig. I mean, it says here, there's a bit of information here. Upamecano was extensively scouted, and he really impressed Manchester United's recruitment team, but he won't be joining United this summer. That's from James Cooper via Sky Sports, well-respected journalist there. So, you know, whether or not that something changes on that scenario and something materialises there is another situation. But at this moment in time, it doesn't look like there is interest in Upamecano from Manchester United. So maybe this Pau Torres stuff is similar, but I mean, look, I can honestly say, guys, I'm not going to bullshit you. I haven't seen enough of Pau Torres to really say whether or not I think he's better than what we've got at the moment. The thing is, you don't want to just sign a player and him come in and him cost a bargain amount and him be 23 and him be a part of the Spain setup, and you think that you're getting a great player, and it turns out he's actually a bloody second-rate Poundland Lindelof. That would be dreadful. Imagine getting a Spanish Lindelof in at this stage. We don't want to do that, to be fair, because that would be absolutely gashtastic, and I just would not be too keen on seeing that. Palmerius comments, Pau Torres is great. Use a scout to check him out. He played tonight against Germany. Good man. Kobe Miranda says, is Pau Torres fast? I don't really know. I don't really know too much about him, so look, I'm not going to talk too much about Pau Torres. Obviously, you brought it up. I was just talking about the prospect, because we have talked about the name, that, you know, you can see the rumours flying around about Pau Torres, but whether or not that's a player United are realistically linked to or not, I don't know on that one at the moment. Wiggy comments, put some respect on the Iceman's name. The Iceman, Victor Lindelof. Is he called the Iceman because he serves you ice in the IKEA restaurant? Is that why he's called the Iceman? That's the only logical reason to be called the Iceman for Victor Lindelof. Because he ain't cool at doing that, my friend. I'm sorry. I hate to say this, guys. He's our own player. I'm not bad mouth. I think he's a good player. I just don't think he's a great player. And if you're talking about great teams, they need a great spine. And in a great spine, you need a great centre-back. And do we have that great centre-back? No, we don't have that great centre-back. We don't even have one of those great centre-backs, let alone two of those great centre-backs. So I do think Maguire's very good. I think Maguire's going to get better. I've seen a lot from Maguire. I like the way that he defends. It's, you know, that he puts that slab on the line. He's very good clearing balls away, aerially, on the ball, passing. I don't really have much of an issue with Maguire apart from his positioning's a bit off and he is slow. But if he had somebody who was more rapid next to him, who had a bit more pace, a bit more something about them, who could partner him, then I think you would see a much better Harry Maguire. So there you go. Ilya United says Pau is same like Maguire, slow. Well, yeah, it's not ideal. We need to get some pace into the back line. This is why we have been talking more so about players like Upamecano, about players like Badiashile. There's a lot of players that have been linked. I would have liked Nathan Ake to sign for the football club at the start of the window. I know he went to City and there's no point talking about it, but I actually would have liked that. He was a left-footed centre-back. He was a reasonable amount of money, 41 million quid. Not a lot of money for a player of his standards, 24, getting older. Like, getting better as he ages, I mean, and part of the Netherlands setup. Doesn't the Nathan Ake signing make so much more sense to you now that we've signed Donny van der Beek? Like, that's a missed opportunity there, I think. It's a bit of a missed opportunity for United. I just think that was caused from, not the fact we didn't want him. I think Solskjaer did want him. I just think we were dawdling like we do. I think Woodward and the Glazers were dawdling like we do. So yeah, that's what I think is. Hey Gungshi, thank you so much for getting in. He says, I'm off for a quick shower. See you guys soon. Hey, have a good shower there, Gungshi. Thank you so much for getting in here, pal. My hot water's broken at the moment, Gungshi, and I have to have cold showers, my friend. And it is absolutely gas-tastic, my friend. So either that or I have to fill the bath up, right, with kettle water, which takes like 88 trips, my friend. It's like having a workout just to have a bath, mate. It's not good. So guess what the pig's doing? He's just not bathing. Anyway, Ray Magendo says, can we get to Todibo? Yeah, Todibo's another good player, isn't he? French lad, I think. Yeah, I mean, look, there's options, guys. There's options out there for Manchester United to go and get. That's the annoying thing. That's what's piss poor about this window. Mark O comments, who's going to be the captain? So, I think Solskjaer's going to stick with Slabby Maguire, I do. I think Solskjaer's going to keep that faith in Slabby. He's going to stick with him and make him his captain. Well, not make him his captain, he's already the captain, but stick with him this season. It's a good opportunity for Solskjaer to take the captaincy off of Harry Maguire with what's happened. You saw Southgate drop him from the England squad. So, there's something to it there. And I think that if he was to give the captaincy to Bruno Fernandes, that would be a big statement. I think that'd be great for Bruno. I think it'd be great for our team. Because I think Bruno's a better leader than that big slabby slab Maguire anyway. He's actually a good leader, Maguire. He's a good captain, but I just don't think he's ever going to be a great captain for us, whereas I think Bruno already is that. Gungshi says, get Mrs. P to heat up water for you, pig. That's what I should do, mate. I should just get her on the case. I just relax. Okay, say, hey, can you just go and draw us a bath, please? Just go and fill up 18 kettles. Thank you. Anyway, thank you for that. Bertrand Matthews, how you doing, mate? James Wright says, Mayor to Aki, 40 million too expensive. Get Van der Beek for 35. Can get way better for cheaper in Europe. Interesting point, but I think that he was cheaper because Bournemouth obviously got relegated. If they'd have stayed up, I don't think you'd have been able to get Aki for 40 million. 40 million is not a lot of money to pay for a 24-year-old Dutch international who's coming into the best years of his career. That is a good sign. There is a reason a big top club like Manchester City with Pep Guardiola would go and get him straight away. There is a reason for that. Pep's just not done it for a laugh. Pep's done it because he knows he's a good player, and he is a good player. I mean, I watched a bunch of Bournemouth games this season, and I can say that he really did. He is a very good defender. He is quick. He is left-footed. He would probably give us a good balance in the centre, playing alongside Harry Maguire. But also, he's a great last-ditch tackler. He's a great reader of the game, actually. I think he's very underrated. People say, because Bournemouth got relegated and they conceded all these goals, he must be shit. But that's not actually the case. In terms of actual defending, he's done a great job this season, and he showed that against us. So I don't think there's any issues with Nathan Ake's talent. Is he a world beater? No, but he's only 24, and he could get better, and he could be a world beater in 4 or 5 years. Hey Gaz G, he says, just tuned in, what's the crack, man? What's cracking lacking, my friend? So Manchester United, there's talks that we've submitted a bid tonight for £30 million for Reguilon to Real Madrid, and they're understood to be keen to sell him to us for that amount as long as we can have a buyback clause in the contract so they can have him back in a season or two, basically. That's what it's shaping up at the moment. I think United should do it. I mean, what do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. Would you take Reguilon on a buyback situation? Let's say it was only for 2 seasons. Let's say they bought him back in 2 years' time. Do you think Reguilon should do that, or is that just going to hinder and halt the progression of Brandon Williams and even Luke Shaw if we went and got Reguilon for a short-term fix when really we could just give Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams the deputy role? Let me know. Would you take Reguilon if it's a short-term deal on a buyback clause? Stick a 1 in the live chat for yes, you would. Stick a 2 in the live chat for no, you wouldn't do that and you'd rather stick with what we got or buy somebody else permanent. Have a little go. Yeah, no spamming in here, guys. You will get timed out, as you can see there. Kivs27, don't do it, my friends. Don't do it. But yeah, look, pricey. Alex with the 2s in there, so they don't think no. They think no, we should not go and get Reguilon based on a short-term deal. Josh Healy says 2. Callum Kendall says 2. Scoojo 1 says 2. So nobody thinks we should get him based on a short-term fixed deal. Well, that's the only way we're going to get him, guys. That is the only way we're going to get him, I think, is when, if it's a short-term deal. He's going to be the long-term replacement for Marcelo at Real Madrid. I think we all know that. James Duffy, how you doing, mate? He says, any news on Thiago? Thiago's playing silly buggers, man. I think Thiago and his agent and everything, there's all these talks, there's all these rumours going around. I think they're just trying to get more money out of Liverpool. I think they are trying to fashion a move to Liverpool here. I think they were trying to use United as a little bit of leverage. That's what I'm thinking now. That's what seems to be the picture that I'm getting now. Solskjaer's believed to have met with Thiago as well in a private meeting and discussed some things and wasn't completely satisfied with his reasoning for maybe wanting to join. These are all things that we're believed to know. So we'll see what's going on, everyone, in regards to that. But I don't think that Thiago's going to be a Manchester United player anytime soon. I personally think we should try and make it happen because he's such a world-class player. But I can understand why we wouldn't want to do it. It doesn't fit into our mould of what we're trying to do right now. Callum Kendall says Brando is miles ahead of Jamal Lewis. Well, you know, Callum, this is the thing. I do think you're right. I think Brando's a lot better than anything we've got other than Luke Shaw in terms of the left-back position. I really do believe that. Matt Rush comments, breaking news, pig, Barcelona corruption. You what, mate? Let's have a look at this then. Have you got some information for me, Matt Rush? Yes, you do. Breaking news. Barcelona president Josep Maria Bartomeu accused of corruption by Catalan police force, as per El Mundo. More follows. Wow, crikey. Thank you very much for keeping up to date there, Matt. El Mundo report that Barca president Josep Bartomeu has been accused of corruption about Barcagate. Do you remember L3 Venturas by the Catalan police force? Very interesting. Well, this is the thing. Bartomeu's in up to his neck in shite there at Barca. Man, the turmoil with that football club is unreal. The guy should just do one, shouldn't he? You know, he should just do one from the presidency. But look, it doesn't surprise me at all, guys. I'm not going to get too much into this. Obviously, we're talking about United transfers, but I do think that it's quite interesting, and it doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I just think Barcelona is a club that stinks, my friend, over the years. It stinks to high heaven, that football club. It really does. So this doesn't surprise me at all. Right, okay, nice one. Right, okay, let's get on to the next story then, guys. This is the other big news that we want to talk about tonight. So do us a favour, guys, smash the like on the video, get your thumbs up on here if you have not done so already. In fact, you know what, we're coming up to 150 likes, which is sensational. So if you have not done so already, hit that thumbs up button and let's see if we can get there before the end of the vid. Shout out to over 200 of you who are tuning in right now. Hope you're having a great evening. Are you having a great evening? Smash a 1 in the live chat if you're having a great evening. Illa United says, who cares for Barcelona? I don't know. It's corrupt as anything. Mark Voot says they're all corrupt in Spain. I think it's a fair comment, Mark. I really do. Ray Reddington says Roma bid £14 million for Smalling. Absolutely, we covered that yesterday, didn't we? Smalling, we'll get onto that a little bit later, actually, Ray, but thank you very much for bringing that up. Take Sanusi and N. Sancho Nassim. Shout out to you two getting in here, you legends, with the one chat. I'm glad everybody's feeling okay. Thank you, Callum Kendall. I have enjoyed my birthday, mate. Oh, thank you, Gabriel Lopez. That's so kind of you to say, mate. He says, in Vancouver, Canada right now, eh? Hating my job right now, but you're making it less painful. Gabriel Lopez, thank you so much for that, dude. I'm very glad to make it less painful, dude. And just keep doing what you're doing, my friend. You know, one day, look to better days. If you hate your job now, doesn't mean you're going to hate your job in the future. There's always some opportunity that can come, my friend. But I hear you, my friend. I've had some shit jobs in the past. Michael June, what's going on, Mikhail June? Thank you for stopping in here, bud. Asan Akhtar stopping by. Jimbo Aki. No, you can't do that, my friend Jimbo. That's messed up. Time him out. Ride the Spiral says, happy birthday, you filthy pig. How you doing there, Ride the Spiral? Flex Felix says, Thiago will be a starter if Pogba loses his spot. If United got Thiago, I think he is better than Pogba, actually. I would be quite happy with that, with Pogba losing his slot. Don't want to be negative. I don't think we're going to get Thiago. But I do think that Thiago's a more consistent performer than Paul Pogba. I don't want to offend any Pogba lovers. There's a lot of you out there. I think he's good. I just don't think he's great. Michael Adiason says, loving this show, mate. Thank you so much, Michael Adiason. Yeah, I'm trying to get these transfer updates out to you twice daily now. You guys seem to enjoy them. I'll definitely keep you up to date with all the information that's happening in this window for United over the next coming weeks. So if you're new to this channel, make sure you are subscribed, hit that sub button, and also click the bell icon as well to be notified when we go live. That way you won't miss a beat, my friends. Thank you, Michael Adiason, for wishing me a happy birthday, lad. Very, very nice of you. Thank you, Fuad. Mukhtar says, Thiago loves United. I hope that's the case. I mean, we understand Solskjaer's met with him. But anyway, sorry, I got distracted. This is the big news for today, guys. Some more big news to do with Manchester United, and it's a player going out of Manchester United. No, not Chris Smalling to Roma. We already know that one. This is something else. This is a new bit of information that has come out just in the last couple of hours to do with Galatasaray being in the market for a midfielder. There was already some reports and suggestions saying that Fred was being linked to Galatasaray, but that There's been no developments on the Fred front, but in terms of Juan Mata, they are supposedly being interested in open up negotiations with Manchester United to acquire Juan Mata from us in this window. What do you guys think about that then? Also, there's some more speculation saying that Fenerbahce are also keen on Juan Mata. So if both the Turkish rivals there, the biggest two teams in Turkey, want to have a little bit of a bid off for Juan Mata's services, then maybe we could get a couple of million extra for him. Do you know what? I love Juan Mata. Juan Mata is an unsung hero in this United side because he's been played out of position a lot of the time, doing a role that he's not really made to do. And he's still managed to perform to a decent degree over the time that he's been here in a struggling United side during a really difficult time. He's one of those, if he stayed at United, I would be reasonably happy with keeping him because I think he's a good squad player. He's got experience. He's just useful for all those cup games, all those European nights where you need to shuffle the pack a little bit. He's got the experience to come in and slot in and do that. He's been there and done it, Juan Mata. So I think he's a great player. But I think in terms of, is it a good time to let Juan Mata go from the football club? I kind of think maybe it's the time to do that because he's not going to play much. You know, since Bruno's come in, he's really not going to feature much. We're trying to free up a little bit of money for transfers here, but not just for transfers, for wages also. We've seen Sanchez go off the books. There's talk this morning going, there's other players that will be on their way out as well. But I think Juan Mata is quite a likely one because he's on quite big money. He doesn't really offer us that much right now. There's teams around Europe, certainly like we just discussed in the Turkish league, Galatasaray and Fenerbahce, who would step over their own mum for a chance on Juan Mata, you know, because he's a great technical player and he would do big bits over there in the Turkish league for them. So I think there's a lot of basis for that. I think Juan Mata's a player that maybe Solskjaer definitely likes, but I think he would probably rather have Jesse Lingard in the side right now. The reason I say that is because Jesse's a bit more versatile. Jesse can play on the wings. Jesse's got the pace. Jesse's got the ability to come on late in games and press opposition players. And I don't rate Jesse Lingard. I think he's gash. But I don't think Solskjaer thinks that. I think Solskjaer thinks Jesse Lingard's good. And I don't think Mata is the same sort of suitability to any of the roles we've got in the team right now. Who's going to be the backup for Bruno? That, I guess, would be Juan Mata. But now you've got all these other midfielders that are being linked with us. You've had Van der Beek come in. We've still got Pogba. There's McTominay. There's Matic all in the midfield. Fred. So Mata still would be right in there in the pecking order for CAM backup. But not really, not really. He's not going to play out wide anymore, I don't think. We saw Solskjaer sticking wide. We saw Jose sticking wide. We've seen players use him in a wide position. I don't understand that because he's not pacey. He can't knock it past the defender. What he has to do is cut in every single time and pass the ball. But then they know what you're going to do. Then you have to commit with your wing back. You have to overlap. And then Mata either plays the wing back in or cuts inside. And that's as simple as it. And then if you lose the ball, guess what? You have a massive hole where your left back used to, or your right back used to be, and he's not there anymore because he's overlapped. And now you've got a big hole on the counter that they can go into. So I never like that. I like a winger to be able to take a man on. I like a winger to be able to get the best of a wing back and get a ball in. If that's your style, a la Antonio Valencia or something like that, that's the winger I want. I want a Jadon Sancho winger. I don't want to play Juan Mata in a wide position. And we've got Bruno in the middle. So if I was Juan Mata, Juan Mata's not getting any younger, guys. Juan Mata's not getting younger. I think he's 32. If I was Juan Mata, he's had a great time at the club. He's played a lot of football for this football club over the years. He's done some good stuff, good memories, all that stuff. No great memories, but he has won a few things. Let's not forget we've won trophies over the last few years while Mata's been here, Europa Leagues and stuff like that. So he's not had a totally wasted time. But if I was Juan Mata, I wouldn't want to be a bit part player for a player of his quality. Because Mata's a quality player, isn't he? Oh my days, Nicola! She sent a super chat in. She says, hope you had a nice birthday, lovely Barry Sheeny. I wouldn't trade you in for a sugar daddy. Thank you, Mrs. P. Just want to apologise for calling you a cow on the live stream earlier. Obviously, that was just meant in jest. Gungshi says, I want a new Giggsy. Yes, Gungshi. Giggsy was one of the main men, wasn't he? Do you remember when he burst on the scene? Wow. What an unbelievable player. And I believe it's around the time United had a few sort of left mids there, like people like Russell Beardsmore, people like Lee Sharp, of course. Then Giggsy came along and just shat the bed for everybody. It was all about Giggsy for the next bloody 20 years down that left-hand side for United. And I would absolutely rip my own arm off to get another Ryan Giggs, just like I'd snogger granny to get Roy Keane back at the football club in his pomp. £3 million signing from Nottingham Forest. Thank you very much. Stick in the middle of the park there and munch people for dinner, please, Roy. Thank you very much. Same with Paul Scholes. You know, these were special types of players. If you could get one of those again right now, we'd be set. We'd be set. But look, you know, Rashford, say what you want about him. People were criticising him a bit earlier in today's stream. I think Rashford's got so much ability. I think he's such a great player. Give him an opportunity to develop and get a little bit better and flourish and experience. He's still years younger than Martial. People were comparing him to Martial, saying Martial's better. Martial's older as well. Martial's played more football. Martial's had more time to develop. Give Rashford a bit more time. He's going to be an absolutely sick-ass mofo over on the left-hand side. Yes, Kanchelskis, Gaz Jesus. Kanchelskis, what a player. Loved his run. Mate, he was a nutbag. He used to take people on like a lunatic, didn't he? Maybe a little bit selfish. That's what I remember about Kanchelskis. It's just him being able to take people on, but also not passing as often as he should, maybe. Thank you, Ray Reddington, for your comments. Says Van der Beek is the new Roy Keane. Well, interesting. I mean, let's see about that one. I'm not sure if he's got the same defensive guile as Roy Keane, but he is a harrier. I know what you're saying. He's a pressure player. He's a player that really closes down opposition in the middle. Aaron Homeyard says Rashi. Gabriel Lopez says Rashford is the man. Oh, yeah. VK Dean says Figo and Giggs back in the day were world class. Yeah, Figo, man, from Portugal was absolutely brilliant as well. I mean, that was quite a special Portugal team. That Euro, was it Euro 2004-06, when they had Ronaldo and Figo in the same team? That was pretty sick, that overlapping of the two generations there. Matt Rush, thank you so much for the super sticker there, mate, with the Goletso celebration super sticker. Matt Rush, thank you so much for that, you top hero. What can I say, Matt Rush? I don't know what to say, mate. You're such a nice man. You're such a nice man. Thank you so much for that, Matty the Rushmeister. Chip Douglas says Lee Sharp defo underrated. Totally agree. The only thing is with Lee Sharp is he was just loved to party. He loved to get out on the piss, didn't he? He was a party boy. He could have gone on. He didn't fulfill his potential at all. He could have gone on and been so much better than he was, unfortunately, Lee Sharp. In the end, I think he ended up playing for like Bradford or something. But he really could have done some great things, I think, if he was more professional. If he had the professionalism of a Ryan Giggs or a David Beckham or someone like that, he'd have probably been just as good and had just a storied career. In my opinion, you never know. But if you guys want to watch an old video from a few years ago that's quite interesting on my channel, you can search top 5 Manchester United players that did not reach their potential. Guess what? Lee Sharp's one of them. The Dugout Football Channel, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Really nice of you. He says, happy birthday, Pig. Hope you've had a great day. Thank you, the Dugout Football Channel. I've had a wicked day, mate. Thank you so much for that, dude. Shout out to my missus as well for making my day nice as well. Like I said, I was a little bit low when I woke up this morning, but the missus put a smile on my face. If you know what I'm saying. No, I'm joking. She's actually gone. She's not here, so... but I'm joking. But anyway, I had a good day. Thanks, guys. Callum Kendall says, remember Harrop when he played for United? Josh Harrop is this we're talking about. Abhishek Chandrasekhar comments, you can be a great WWE commentator. RKO out of nowhere! Yeah, man, I loved a bit of WWE back in the day, mate. To be fair, you got to love a little bit of WWE. Yeah, fantastic. Sign me up, mate. Get me in touch to Vince McMahon. You never know. I hear Riola. No, sorry, I was going to say Riola. What's his name? Griffo Chaz, are you in the live chat? Who's that commentator who's just left it? Anyway, never mind. Hey, nice one, Matt Rush. We've smashed 150 likes, everyone. Thank you for helping with the likes on the video, guys. It helps this stream and this channel out a lot when you leave a like. So smash that like button, leave a thumbs up on it if you can. That would be absolutely brilliant. Mark Voot says she nearly ate all your cake. Can you believe, actually, Neil Duffin, I don't know if Neil Duffin's in here, but he told me to tell Nicola not to eat any more of my cake. And do you know what she did? She ate a lot more of my cake, guys. She didn't eat all the cake, so I'll give her that. But she did eat a lot of my cake. Who buys somebody a cake and ends up eating most of it themselves? I mean, seriously. We're good, the Dugout Channel. Thank you, matey, for getting in here and being a part of this community. What an awesome community of legends we've got here on this channel. Seriously, guys, I just want to take a moment to say, like, honestly, thank you to everybody that watches these videos and interacts with each other and communicates with the community, because it's a brilliant community we've built here. And honestly, these videos, this channel only works because all you guys are tuning in, watching, and having such a nice time with each other in the live chat and stuff. It only works because of that. So just thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting this channel, honestly, guys. Craig Herbert, thank you, matey. I've had a great day. Inner United says 169 likes. 69, dudes. Okay, let's get back to the... Sorry, let's get back to the pressing issue. Thank you, Abhishek Chandrasekhar, for reminding me. As they say, I'd keep Mata over Lingard, because Lingard cannot do what Mata does, but all others can do what Lingard does. Even better. Well, yeah, I see what you're saying, but actually, I'm not sure if I agree with that, because Lingard is a very good presser. Like, if you want somebody to pressure the defence and harass the defence high up the pitch, Jesse Lingard's very good because he's got a lot of energy, whereas Juan Mata's not going to do that. I understand what you're saying, like, yeah, anybody can run around and be a headless chicken, so I know what you're saying, actually, Abhishek. But yeah, no, yeah, okay, no, fair enough. I mean, who's a better player, Juan Mata or Jesse Lingard? I mean, to me, it's not even close. It's Juan Mata all day long. Have a vote in the live chat, everybody. It's vote time. It's vote time. We've gone 15 minutes without a vote, so let's have a vote. Who is the best player? Juan Mata. Stick a 1 in the live chat for Juan Mata. Stick a 2 in the live chat for Jesse Lingard. Jake Catchier says thoughts on Sancho coming to United. So I'm expecting United to go and at least have another bash at getting him. Whether or not we can meet the agreement with Dortmund is another thing. The longer it goes on, the less likely I think it will happen, because they need time to replace, and they don't have to sell this player for anything less than their valuation of him. Rick O'Neill with the 1, Chip Douglas, Gazmania, TV Fanatic, Callum Kendall all voting, but they voted the 2s the last couple. So Gungshi says technically it's Juan for sure. First Class Gamer says 1. I think stick a 1 in the live chat for Juan Mata. So yeah, I think most people have voted for Juan Mata there. It's not even close, guys. Paulie's voted for 3. He's voted for Andreas Pereira. Are you sure about that one, Paulie? You sure about that one, mate? But anyway, I think it's fair to say that they're both players that United could maybe look to improve right now. Juan Mata, as much as a great player he's been over the years for us, he's probably just about run his course now. He's not going to add too much to United's side. He is a good backup player to have. He's experienced, as I say. He's a good squad player. He's a great character as well. Like, he's a nice person. He's a great human being, Juan Mata. I love Juan Mata. Juan Mata's the sort of person that if I had a daughter one day and she brought Juan Mata home, I would be like, you've chosen well. Juan Mata's a very nice man. He's very respectable. He's got good manners. He takes care of himself. He's got good hair. He's polite. He says please and thank you. He doesn't dribble or, anything like that. I'd say he is a top standout man. So he's one of those. I would like to see him stay, but I also wouldn't be bothered if he left. Yes, you're right, Gungshi. You're so right. Mata would make a fine ambassador for United one day. You're spot on. He's got everything that you would require. He's so personable. He speaks so very fondly of the club, so very highly of the club. And I absolutely agree with you. I think he would make a great ambassador. And like you said, he's a well-groomed little fella. The United Way says he'd be a bit old by then, Big. Yeah, it's a fair point. Mark Voot says Juan's very humble, man. Yeah, seems a very humble character, very nice. Paulie says Mata's better than Giggsy. I mean, you can't compare the two, can you? Giggsy's the most decorated Premier League player ever, so you can't really compare the two, in my opinion. Plus, they're not the same player at all. Giggsy's that flying winger, developed into, a more of a central midfielder by the time he was bloody 38, 39, 40, but a left winger throughout his time. A complete flying winger. Matt Rush says, Grealish news, Pig. Okay, so, oh yes, thank you so much. Thank you, that's it. Thank you for getting me back on track there, my friend. I really appreciate that, dude. So, in terms of Jack Grealish, it's not looking good, my friends. It's not looking good for Manchester United at all for Jack Grealish this season. I think we were all sort of expecting that anyway, because if you look at the amount of money we'd have to pay for him, there's no value in it there. We're better off going and signing players on the continent Not players who are incontinent, players from the continent of Europe is what I mean. Getting players. So here we go. Jack Grealish to Manchester United is no longer considered an option. This is what's being reported by a lot of the major media outlets in regards to Aston Villa's midfield maestro here. They have no real intention to sell, of course, because they want a big amount of money for him. But because we signed Donny van de Beek, it's now really not expected that Grealish is going to be, at all on United's agenda. It's understood that United have completely stopped our interest in Jack Grealish now, and I think that's probably true because like I say, the price tag, it's just not realistic, and he's too expensive for Manchester United right now. 70 million quid for Jack Grealish does not represent good value for money. We were talking about 40 million for Aki. A few people in the live chat were saying that was too much. Well, this is definitely too much then. This is a 40 to 50 million pound player tops right now. Maybe he'll go on and develop and be one of the Premier League's all-time greats, but I don't see that happen, and I think he'll still be a good quality player. He has been one of Aston Villa's absolute standout players this season. He deserves a lot of respect, but there's another thing about him which I don't like, and that is he's a bit of a twat, lads and lasses, isn't he? You know? No, he seems all right. He seems all right, but anyway. So there's a little bit of discussion here anyway. Let me just see if I can find out the source of this one really quick. Don Hutchinson, I think he must be a reporter here. He said, I think it's all about timing. The form of Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba has probably swayed Ollie to stick with those two. If Paul Pogba hangs around, timing's probably not on Jack's side to go somewhere like Man United. That's very true. That's the thing. If Paul Pogba did throw his toys out the pram this summer and say, I want to leave, and a big bid came in for Real Madrid or Juventus or PSG or whoever it was that might want Paul Pogba, and United would sell, then of course United might go and sign Jack Grealish. Then of course we might go and sign Thiago. But at this moment in time, we've got a very heavy midfield now. All of a sudden we've got depth in midfield. And Paul Pogba's a massive player on massive money. And what are you going to do? You know, Jack Grealish, where's Jack Grealish going to play, guys? Where is Jack Grealish going to play if he's signed? I mean, we've got Pogba, we've got Van der Beek, we've got Bruno. That you can argue that would be the midfield trio. But even if it's not, you've got Matic, McTominay, Fred there as well. Take your pick. Then you've got Rashford on the left. Then you've got Greenwood or Sancho on the right. Where's Grealish going to play? Bruno in the middle. Where's Grealish going to play? He's not going to play. He's not going to play. He's not going to get in that team, guys. He's good. He's just not great. He's not going to get in that team. Okay? You might disagree with me. Fair enough. Stick a 1 in the live chat if you think he would not get in the team. Stick a 2 in the live chat if you think Jack Grealish would get in that team. Let me know. I mean the starting 11, the best possible starting 11 that you could choose, that you would want to select for like a Champions League bloody final or something. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about playing bloody Derby County in the cup here. I'm talking about your legit big games. Is he good enough to get in the team? Like, would he dislodge Rashford on the left? Would he dislodge Sancho on the right? Would he dislodge Bruno Fernandes or Van der Beek or Pogba? Would he? Would he really? Not a chance, says Ray Reddington. There you go. There you go. There you go. Mark Voot thinks he will, though. Callum Kendall thinks Grealish is so overrated. I think he might be a little bit overrated. You know, it's an old expression, you know. And I can't think of the expression right now, but it's something along the lines of if there's a bag of shit, then the biggest piece of poo will float to the top. It's something to do with that. I forget the expression now. It's something like that. Probably not as eloquent as that, to be honest with you guys. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's Aston Villa. If he's the best player at Aston Villa and he's shining in that team, how actually good is he? No, it doesn't work like that. We've seen it. He played against Manchester United this season twice. He looked very, very good. In fact, in that first game we played against Aston Villa, like, he was amazing. He ran the show. He scored that amazing goal. Like, he was really good. And he's been really good throughout the season. I'm not saying he's a shit player, but I'm just saying. Thank you, Matt Rush. He says we've got 188 likes. Nice one, mate. Please do us a favour. Smash that like button, hit the thumbs up on it if you have not done so already. Get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I'm going to stick around probably for another 10 minutes or so, guys, and just chat with you legends, see what you guys think in the comment section. So now is the time. Now is the time to have your say and get involved. And please do us a favor, hit that like button. Let's see if we can smash 200 likes on the stream. If you're new to this channel as well, everyone, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That's how you're going to be kept up to date with all things United. Plus, this is an awesome community. We like to have a bit of a laugh on here as well. So just get involved, guys. It's a growing channel. It's a Manchester United channel. I'm a passionate United fan. We've got our fingers on the pulse. We've got great subscribers, great moderators, people who keep me up to date with what's going on with United and stuff. So yeah, you know, if you want to be kept up with Manchester United, then this is a good place to do that. So subscribe to the channel, everyone, and get your thoughts and opinions in. MBG with a comment says Grealish is overpriced. Not to discredit the lad, he has talent, but the price tag. I know English players are usually more expensive, but Grealish is not worth 70 million. 100% agree with this, every single word you said, MBG. He's not worth that money. And I've said it now, if Villa offered him to us for 50 million, we would probably buy him. But 70 million is way too much money for a player like that when you can go to Holland and get Van der Beek for half that. It's way too much money. Legend Seath R9 comments, Upamecano is the only player we want now. Well, he shouldn't be the only player we want. We should be getting more players as well. Sancho, Upamecano, Reguilon really should be on our shortlist. But I hear you, man. I mean, he's probably centre-back, maybe arguably be the most important position for us to strengthen. Because, like, you've got Greenwood on the right wing now, who's looking so very good. You've still got Dan James backing him up. You've still got, of course, Martial up top there with Reguilon, Rashford on the left. But I still think we're light in those areas. We could definitely do with some cover. But yeah, I mean, from what you said there, I mean, what's the position that really strikes me as being the biggest problem area for United right now? It's not necessarily the midfield anymore because we signed Van der Beek and we've got all those players that we mentioned in there. So we've actually got a strong midfield now, pretty strong anyway. The back line is the issue. The back line's the issue. It's a real shit back line. Victor Lindelof, mate, he's not United standard. Don't tell me he's ever going to be United standard. Sorry, I like him, but he's pretty freaking bang average, man. Like, he makes errors galore. Defensively, aerially, he's useless. I would be confident that if you stuck me out there, I would be able to defend set pieces better than Victor Lindelof in the air. Right, okay, I might be, you know, taller than him, but he's shit in the air. He's rooted to the ground, man. He's like a defensive version of Marouane Fellaini or something, except without the great heading ability. He's rooted to the spot, but he can't head. That's the worst of both worlds. At least Fellaini could head, you know? At least he could chest it down. But he was still just rooted to the spot most of the time. Like, Victor Lindelof cannot jump. He cannot jump. You know what I mean? I don't understand it. It's like that movie, White Men Can't Jump, all over again. Man United Rule says Moyes Ginger Goblin. What about him? By the way, guys, I compiled a little list. I just want to share this with you guys. It's quite interesting, actually. I compiled a little list. I only went through the first 2,000 people, right? But I feel like I have to give you people a shout out because there's some classics in here that get in these videos regularly. And I just want to give you a shout out because you are the first couple of thousand people that subscribed to this channel in like 2013 and 14, right? And I just want to give you a few shout outs. And some of you probably not even here. Most of you are not here. But if you're watching later, please comment and let me know you heard this. But Mr. Joshy J, R Kings, Oh My God We Rock Hard, Philip Lomax, K Singh, Susan Havria, Stephen Zevon, Steve at FC7, Nick Suberling, Mark Dolman, Paul Lucas, Mojo K, Arlight Norville, Cantonar 7, Ala Ahmed, Red Devil United 77, James Moscrop, and Sandeep Barraj. Those guys have been subscribed since 2014, lads and lasses. I just wanted to say, and they're still around the channel now. There was loads of people, obviously, that were on that list that I don't recognise now. But those guys are still here, so I just wanted to give them a special shout out and say thank you to all those guys that are still subscribing after all those years, guys. That's so awesome of you. Thank you. Bernal Dean with the thumbs up, thank you so much. Gabriel Lopez says, plays with passion. Macaulay Enriquez, how you doing, Macaulay? Great name. He says, what's up? Yeah, not too much, buddy. We're just to give everyone a little rundown then. We're pretty much wrapping up this vid soon anyway. But to give everyone a rundown, So it's being reported that United have made a £26.7 million bid for Reguilon, for Real Madrid's Reguilon. That's what the report is. You can find that if you search that online. There'll be a shit ton of news articles covering that right now. 30 million euros is the figure. 30 million euros for Reguilon. And it's believed Real Madrid would like to sell him to us, but only under the condition that they have a buyback clause in the contract so that they can get him back to their football club in a couple of years. Effectively, it's a longer loan period. Effectively, we'd be developing their player, paying his wages, and then they would effectively buy him back off of us in a couple of years' time. I think it makes a lot of sense because it gives us a lot of options. We do have a bit of injury proneness in terms of the wing backs in the side. I think it gives us a few more options to bolster. What do you guys think? Nice one. Rick O'Neill, how you doing, Rick O'Neill? He says, been watching some of your Ginger Goblin Moyes rants again recently. Comedy gold, pig. Hey, thank you, Nick, man. Yeah, some of those going back in the day, man, they're pretty legendary, shall we say. They're pretty legendary, the old David Moyes. That's basically when we started this channel, actually. I think this channel started on January 2013. January 29th, 2013, everyone. That's pretty mad, actually. This channel's old as shit now. It's getting on for 10 years old, guys. James Wright comments, Dan James played very well for Wales tonight. Well, that's really nice to know, James Wright. Look, the thing is, people were writing off Dan James. Dan James was our best player for the first 2 months of the Premier League season. 100%. I don't care what anyone says. Him and Aaron Wan-Bissaka were the best two players. They came up, they stepped up, and they were brilliant for the first couple of months. Shout out Macaulay Henriquez for subscribing, my friend. They were brilliant for the first few months. People forget that. Dan James suddenly went meow and nosedived into obscurity, though, to be fair. He had a shocking tail end to the season. I mean, he was absolutely gash. He sort of made Jesse Lingard look like a real effective player out there during the last couple of months. But Dan James, to me, he's still got a lot to offer this football club. He's so young. He's come in as a backup. Remember, guys, he wasn't supposed to have the mantle of being that main right winger for us. Greenwood, of course, stepped up to the mantle because he is good enough. But Dan James is not good enough yet. He's 21. At the end, all I ever see Daniel James being for United is that flying winger, impact substitute, and a rotationary player to be played in games against the lesser teams. That's all I ever really see him at United, and there's nothing wrong with that. You need players like that. You need bit part players. You need backup players to come in and do important roles in the side. You've got a lot of competitions to play in throughout the season. Dan James is a great player, especially when you can bring him on late in games when opposition players are knackered, really tired, and he can just rip them to shit with his sheer pace. Because that's what he's got. He's like freaking, he's like a rat he's like a rat with a rocket up the bum on steroids, this man. He's ridiculously quick. He's so rapid. And I think we will see a lot more from Dan James just because he's got a lot of pace. Now, pace doesn't mean you're a quality player. Pace only means you can be a headless chicken. If you don't have quality, if you don't have technique, if you don't have vision, if you don't have all the other stuff you need, you're never going to be a great winger. I don't think he's got the intelligence. I don't think he's got the vision, because when I see him get into these key areas, and he does really well to get into these key areas, he always seems to really bottle it a lot of the time. Certainly towards the end of the season. I don't think he's got the vision. Lads, to be able to do it properly, to be a world-class player or anything like that. But as a backup, as an option, as an impact substitute, as a late in the game sub with raw pace to go on and Gabby Bonlahor the shit out of them, or, Raheem Sterling them when he was a young lad as well. People forget, he's only 21, Dan James. Raheem Sterling was a complete headless chicken up until he was 21, guys. Things can happen. Things can change in the future. Dan James can learn and progress and become a good player for United. Let me know what you guys think about Dan James then. Do you think Daniel James is good enough for Manchester United? Smash that 1 in that live chat if you think he is. Smash a 2 in the live chat if you think he's not. Nick Hill Deshmuk comments, James played on the left and he showed great prospect there before being shifted to the right. Oh, thank you. So it sounds very good then that Dan James is doing well for Wales. I must say that's brilliant. G Wolf United says, I'm good now. I got to do calorie counting now. Gone over by 1,000 calories. G Wolf, that seems like quite a lot of calories to go over your limit, my friend. Like, how have you gone over that? Oops, accidentally ate a whole massive pizza. You know what I mean, G-Wolf? Gung, she says, remember that first Premier League goal James scored against Chelsea? Beauty. Fully agree, man. And that celebration and everything. Like, Daniel James, man, like, people criticise him. He's such a young lad. He shouldn't have had the mantle of being a key player for us in that window. So, yeah, I think most people are voting 2s. Scujo 1 says 2. Draxler James says James has no end product. John Abraham with a 2. Danny with a 2. Swedish Chelsea fan with a 2. Primot with a 1 says he can be. Mark Voot with a 1.5. This is the thing. Don't write him off just yet. He has got a potential in the future. He might not be the finished article right now, but actually, as a player who is good and young and can progress, he's got age on his side. I mean, Josh Smith here says James is 22, Piggy, turns 23 in November. Okay, so he's 22 then. That's still young. That's still very, very, a lot of improving, a lot of education as a footballer left to take place. I see him being a good player in the future. I don't think he's ever going to be a great player, but I see him being a very good player. I do. I think he just needs the right sort of coaching. I definitely think he's going to be better than Gabriel Obertan. Put it that way. Simon Cowie says, Newcastle can have Jones. I will fly to Manchester and help him pack his bags. So, yeah, there's a link with Phil Jones to Newcastle United as well, everyone. Thank you for reminding me there, mate. £130,000 a week contract. That's what's being discussed and talked about at the moment. Get it done. Get it sold. If we can get any sort of a transfer fee out of that as well, we will have absolutely pulled Mike Ashley's pants right down there and Steve Brucey's as well. And nobody wants to see that. First class gamer, man, how you doing? He says, Pigs at Pig giving eating advice. What is that in reference to, mate? I've already forgotten what I said 30 seconds ago, dude. Oh, right, yeah. Sorry, G-Wolf's eating advice, mate. Okay, fair enough. I see what you're saying, but I'm not the one who's calorie counting, my friend. The only calorie counting I'm doing is when I go into a restaurant and I look at the menu and I say, see, which one has the most calories? Because that's the best value. That's the one that I want. That's the one that's going to give me the most energy. That's what I do. That's the only calorie counting I do. What has the most calories? I'm like Bear Grylls in this mother chuffer, my friends. If Bear Grylls was in the desert in a survival situation and you gave him a Weatherspoon's menu and you said you could only order one dish, my friend, you know what Bear Grylls would do? He would order the one with the most calories. Oh yeah, you know why? Because he's always thinking. You never know when a survival situation is going to present itself, my friends. Nikhil Deshmukh says, who do you want our next signing to be and why? So it's got to be Jadon Sancho, doesn't it? To me, he seems like one of the best players in the world already, but he's only 20. He is getting better. He will be United's right winger for the next 10 years if we sign him. That's why I want him, because I think he's that good. He's going to be one of the world's best. So get him now. It might be 110 million, but over the course of a decade, that's going to be chump change. It's 11 million a year. It's chump change if you keep him over that course of time, which we should if he's good enough, which he looks like he will be. So I would get him because I think he's a special signing. Not only is it a signing that improves the side, I think it's a statement of intent for everyone around the world with their eyes on the prize, eyes on football. Everyone, the opposition teams, opposition fans, everybody. If we sign Jadon Sancho for big money, it's a massive statement of intent. And it's not a gamble because he's 20. It's not a gamble because he's 20, guys. You're not getting Alexis Sanchez here, 31-year-old on big money. You're getting a 20-year-old player who's showing nothing but sheer potential. So that's who I'd get in the window if it was up to me. And of course, I would probably go and get Deo Upamecano as well, because I do think we need a good centre-back, and he seems the most impressive to me out of the ones that we've seen. Thank you, Matt Rush. He says, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, guys, hit that subscribe button if you're new to proceedings here. It's a fun community, great channel. We talk about, all things Manchester United. I can't wait till the football's back. We're going to be doing all the watch-alongs for every single game this season. And actually, if you guys are interested, we're going to be doing a little bit of United scouting this weekend. It's Iceland versus England time, and we are going to be watching it on the channel. We're going to be watch both the nations' qualifiers for England up over the coming days. Who's the other one against? I've forgotten now. Somebody will remind me, but it's just gone out of my head. But the first one's against Iceland. We're going to be doing that on the channel. I think it's on Saturday, actually. So we're going to be doing a watch-along for that live. So if anybody wants to get involved during there, any new subscribers, obviously all the old legends are going to be here, but any of the new subscribers, make sure you tune in for that watch-along for the England game. We're going to be doing a little bit of scouting. There's a few Manchester United players featuring. Not as many as there would have been, though, because obviously Rashford's had to pull out. And also Maguire's been taken out of the squad for being a complete melt, and then we've got Mason Greenwood in the fold, everyone. I'd love to see Mason Greenwood make his debut and bang one. I really would, and bang one in. Jay Fitness and Health says, why buy Sancho when we have Philip Jones? You make a very good point there, Jay Fitness. You're right. I don't know what we're talking about this Sancho business for. We should just play Phil Jones right wing. We've been saying this all season long. We haven't seen the best of Phil Jones at right wing, guys. Matt Rush says, Sancho watch. Yeah, we'll see what goes on there. Hopefully something next week, but you never know, do you? It depends if we can meet that agreement. Yeah, Mrs. P says, that's one of the reasons you love me, because I'm your foodie soulmate, Mr. P. You are indeed my food soulmate. You can eat as much as me as well. You can't put it away as quick, but you can put it away over the course of a longer period, which is impressive for your size. Very impressive. But you're not my food soulmate, really, because my food soulmate would never order me a McDonald's outside to the door when I'm asleep for 5 hours and leave me a congealed McDonald's. My food soulmate would never do that. I know I said I was forgiving you for that, but I lied, okay? First Class Gamer says, last time England versus Iceland, you were especially angry, Piggo. Are you surprised about that? I mean, can you believe that result? Going out at the European Championships to Iceland. That was shocking, guys. I'm sorry, that was a disgrace, actually. That was one of the worst performances I've ever seen from England. Roy Hodgson's England. What a despairing situation that was. Ugh. My days, I'm so glad we don't have that shite going on anymore with England. At least this England side, fair play to Southgate. He is actually a bit progressive and he's done well with us. At least we had a good World Cup last time. For our standards. But yeah, I mean, crikey. Shocking. AP comments, Phil Jones is the son of Vinnie Jones and Tom Jones is his granddad. It's not unusual, JP. You know that? It's not unusual, my friend, because I believe that was true. Michael Fletcher, what's new, Pussycat? He says, bang it in a microwave. Can't be worse than a rustler. That's a fair point. Not much can be worse than a rustler, actually. Do you know what? People criticise rustlers. I actually like them. I'll take that statement back. I like a rustler, to be honest. I don't mind them. First Class Gamer says, that was the first vid I saw on your channel. Oh yeah, that's one of the biggest ones that we did. No, I haven't spoken to Henry Hotspur for a long time, Swedish Chelsea fan, unfortunately. He's still melting over in China, mate. You know, well, I can't do nothing about it. Hopefully he gets in touch. Dill Thatcher says, Reg to United. John Abraham says, Pau Torres or Badia Shield. So I don't really know enough about either of them to say. I haven't really seen Pau Torres play that much. Badia Shield seems younger, more physical, bigger. I would probably say out of the two, just off the top of my head, I'd probably go for Badia Shield because there's a lot of hype about him and he's 19 and he's 6'5". I think he's just a beast. So I think I'd probably go for him at this stage, but you know. Nikhil Deshmuk with a comment here says, Luke Shaw or Reguilon? Who's your first choice? That's a very good question. I mean, I think that Luke Shaw at his best, I would absolutely be happy to have him in the side, but I do think consistency is an issue with Luke Shaw. I think a lot of games he underperforms. I just don't think, some games it doesn't look like he's busting a lung to get back either, which pisses me off. I understand a lot of the time he's committed for, and I understand he's covering a lot of grounds, but I do expect a little bit more from Manchester United's players sometimes than I see from Luke Shaw. So for that very reason, I'm going to say maybe Reguilon, but only basing that on a couple of performances that I've seen Reguilon play. And it's easy to get a good couple of games, isn't it? I've seen him play 2 or 3 times. That one against United where he's got the assist, that says everything, really. He had an impact in the game. He tore us up down the left, whipped the ball in, and they scored from it. He did a good job against us. So I'm thinking maybe he is a good option. What do you guys think then? Have a little vote in the live chat. We'll do that again because we did that at the start of the video. But let's have a little vote in the live chat. If you could choose your left back right now for Manchester United, who would it be between these two players? Luke Shaw, stick a 1 in the live chat. Stick a 2 in the live chat for Reguilon. So 1 Luke Shaw, 2 Reguilon. If you had to choose your left back for United right now, who would it be? Have your say. 1 Luke Shaw, 2 for Reguilon. 1 Luke Shaw, 2 for Reguilon. Nikhil says, Aaron Wan-Bissaka or Trent Alexander-Arnold? Aaron Wan-Bissaka, mate. Defensively, I think he's the best right back in the world, in my opinion. I would go with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Trent Alexander-Arnold's probably the best going forward in the world. It depends what you want, but I like the defensive duties to be ridiculously solid on that, right? I love what he does. Lots of ones coming in here. So a few late 2s, actually. Ben Chu, Anathu, and Osas Omos all vote 2. Mark Voot with a 2. Simon Cowie with a 2. It's mixed again, guys. This is the thing. A lot of people, you would think that most Manchester United fans right now would say Luke Shaw. Yes, out of it's 1 for Luke Shaw, yeah. You would think most United fans would say Luke Shaw because he's already here. He's been here for years. Ferguson signed Luke Shaw, didn't he? Is that right? Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. £26 million. 18 years of age. Ferguson signed him, right? So think about that. That's how long he's been at the football club. Now, ask yourself this, if he'd really had that much of a great impact and been that quality player that we all thought we were probably going to get over the years, would half of you be saying that a 23-year-old Reguilon, who most of us have only seen a handful of times, would most of you be saying you'd select him if Luke Shaw's been that good? I think that kind of tells you the story, everyone. I do kind of think that tells the story. And I think Luke Shaw's a very good player, but I don't think he's been consistent enough for United over his career. But there's a lot of support in the live chat as well. Don't get me wrong. Ray Mugendi, Dill Thatcher getting in here. Ray Mugendi, yeah, I understand. Yeah, definitely Luke Shaw. Bilal Hussein says Luke Shaw, baby. Dill Thatcher says Luke Shaw, time to go. Kiv says Upamecano or Delight. I mean, at this moment in time, you'd have to say Delict. Sorry, Delight. It's not Delight, it's Delict. You'd have to say Delict at this moment in time, but that's not going to happen, so Upamecano. Yes, I do remember that, AJ. It's a fair point. Remember, yeah, Luke Shaw had his leg broken and was out for a while. That definitely hinders his performance and hinders his progression and his development as a player. I completely get that as well, man. Yes, get beamed 141, potentially. So, Juan Mata news, have a little search online. Just search Juan Mata Galatasaray. It'll bring up a whole bunch of news articles. There's a lot of discussion going on that Juan Mata is being lined up for a move to Galatasaray. Galatasaray are interested in bringing him in. Fenerbahce, another Turkish team, are also interested in bringing him in. So it looks like maybe there'll be a couple of teams fighting over the signature of Juan Mata. He has been a good player for United over the years. I'd be happy to keep him around as a backup and an option and an experienced player as well, and a great character in the team. I'd be happy to keep him. But at the same time, if we could move him on, maybe if we could sign another player in the window, if Sancho comes in, it kind of makes sense to get Sancho off the books. Sorry, to get Mata off the books with the amount of money he's being paid and the little limited amount of games he will play. Ward says, for how much? Yeah, there's not anything in terms of the figure that's being quoted right now for an amount, but I don't think it would be a very big amount of money, guys. I'm thinking somewhere in the region of 15, 20 million euros probably because of his age. 32 years of age. His wages are high. That's another stumbling block, like a potential player coming to United. You know, you're looking at Van der Beek. He's being paid 120k a week. What about these players going to Galatasaray or Fenerbahce? Are they going to be able to pay us 200 grand a week and stuff like that? You have to consider it, don't you? You have to think that realistically, the figure that you're going to have to let them have him in terms of a transfer fee is going to have to be less. Kivs 2703 says, I hope United offer 100 million plus Jones. I think they will definitely accept. That would be the ideal scenario. Maybe chuck Jesse Lingard in as a little bit of a sweetener. Get Beam says, I'm all about throwing out Deadwood, to be honest, but I get your point as well. Yeah, I mean, I think United need to be progressively trying to improve in this window now. Like, if there's an opportunity that presents itself where you can get a better player in a position, then we should do it. Like, why are we not doing that? That's all the other teams are trying to do that. You know, it's like, I don't want to talk about Chelsea anymore, but those Chelsea twats are spending like you wouldn't believe on players. That's what annoys me. Like, some of their players are good. Like, okay, I wouldn't want Ziyech in the side, actually, over what we've got. But, like, Timo Werner, I'm very impressed by what I've seen from Werner. I think he could be one of the best strikers in the world. So I think they've got a great sign in there. Kai Havertz, I think he's going to be one of the best midfielders in the world, so in the future. So I think these players are good signings for them, but it just annoys me that they're actually doing the business, and we're not. They're in the same position as us, effectively. They finished fourth. They've got Champions League football. They're in the same position as us. They want to try and close the gap with the teams above us and maybe, just maybe, mount a title challenge. So they're in the same position as us, guys. But for some reason, they're going out there and doing the business, trying to close the gap, and we're really not doing it to the same extent. And that is the biggest bugbear that I've got at the minute. TV Fanatic says, laugh my ass off. Ziyech eviscerates United midfield. Well, it's all opinion, isn't it? It's all opinion. I mean, I personally would rather have like the likes of Rashi and Greenwood, to be perfectly honest with you. But okay, you maybe have seen more from him. All I've seen is that he did really well over in the Dutch league and, you know, team of the year and all that stuff. And I've seen a bunch of highlights and I've seen a bunch of clips and he looks very good. But it's another thing coming into the Premier League and doing it. I do think he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I do think Ziyech's a good player, but I just think that there's better in Manchester United's team already. Sorry, Football with Brownie. How you doing, Mr. Brownie? Good to see you, mate. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you're doing well over there in Marbella, my friend. Hope things are doing well in Spain as well. Stefano Sestito Young says, what about a better backup striker? Right, okay. Igalo, to me, is a good backup striker, but he's only here until January anyway. He's not a long-term fix. That's not going to be permanent. Guangzhou, no, not Guangzhou. Fucking hell. who's his parent club now? I've completely forgotten. It's gone up my head. But either way, you know the club over in China. They want to they want to keep him permanent. There was even talk about him increasing them increasing his wages so he could stay there and stuff like that. In the end, we increased the loan period. But I don't see us making that move permanent because he's on massive money out there in China. So I don't see us really doing that. Shanghai Shenhua. Thank you so much, JP. Really appreciate that, dude. Shanghai Shenhua, absolutely. So there you go. They're the owners of Reguilon. Now, what I think is the best course of action, and let me know if you guys agree or not, but this is what I do. So rather than get another backup striker, what I would do is get another winger, Sancho. I would buy Sancho, and then I would play Sancho on the right wing. That would mean our starting 11, the front four, effectively would be Bruno, Rashford on the left, Martial up top, Sancho on the right. No Greenwood in there, is there? No. You know why? Because Greenwood could be a number 9. Greenwood could be a left wing, a CAM, a right wing. He can play anywhere, that guy. He's got both feet. He's versatile. So I would say that we should just let Greenwood be the complete jack of all trades up top there, particularly number 9, being the backup at number 9, because I think his best position might be that number 9 fox in the box, finishing everything off. I think he's got that natural finishing ability that you just cannot teach. So to me, I would stick him up there and nurture him as the main backup to Anthony Martial right now. Remember, he's 18, guys. He's got so much learning to do and so much to do. But what I love about him is he can play anywhere across that line, so he can come in and deputise for all of those players. So if you sign Sancho, immediately you've got great depth, because Greenwood can back up every single player there. Daniel James can back you up on the wings too. Jesse Lingard can. You know, there's a couple of other melters around the gaff we won't mention. But there's definitely a few players that could do a good job for United around that area, as long as we had Greenwood. I think is the main man. Greenwood, because he's so versatile. Reguilon, he would be my replacement for Reguilon at number 9. So when Reguilon leaves, I just promote Greenwood as long as we've got Sancho. That is what I would do. Yeah, I agree with you, Mark Vu. He says Greenwood's a baller. It doesn't matter where you play him. He's so good with either foot. It really doesn't matter. We've seen how Solskjaer's used him. He's often stuck him out on the left. He's stuck him out on the right. He's put him centrally even. He can play anywhere, Greenwood, and he's always effective. He made that right wing position his own. Certainly, Dan James was having a nightmare there, and Greenwood came in and took over and just absolutely ran with it and looked infinitely better and was actually one of our best players throughout the season, 100%, especially towards the end of the season. For an 18-year-old lad to have the impact he did and carry the team to a degree that he did, to be one of the players that really can be dependable and perform every game, was unbelievable. This is a guy who never really went missing throughout the season. Maybe 1 or 2 games, but most of the time he's come in and he's absolutely performed. Football with Brownie says Ollie is a Cardiff reject. Well, yes, he is. Thankfully for us, that did happen. But yeah, no, I understand what you're saying there. I mean, it didn't work out for him at Cardiff. But I think that was a big learning experience for him. It's a different animal as well. I think he has shown over last year that he's got some good managerial abilities. He really has done. I think he's a good coach. I actually think he's a great man manager as well. Like, what he seems to be doing in terms of the bringing on the players, in terms of development and confidence, is brilliant. Luke Shaw, Martial, these guys seem totally different players than when they were under Mourinho. They seem totally happy, whereas they didn't seem that way before. They seemed stressed. They seemed pressured. They seemed angry. Whereas under Ollie, everyone seems like they're absolutely buzzing their tits off. JP says, I don't take drugs. Oh, that's a shame. I'm not joking, JP. That's good for you, my friend. Drugs are bad. Hey, kids, drugs are bad. And if you don't believe me, ask your mom. Anyway, Get Bean says, do you think we get Sancho after we perhaps already bought Reguilon, or who do you think we'll get in these last few weeks? So Get Beamed, I think personally, this is what I think we'll do in the window. I think we'll only sign one more player, and that one player will be Jadon Sancho. If I had to bet my reputation on what happens in this window, I would say we get one more player, and that one player is Jadon Sancho. Because I just don't think we've got the cojones or the bottle to go and do more than that. We know what we need to do. We know we need to buy the players to try and compete, but our board and our owners don't have the cojones or the desire to try and get us challenging for that title this year. As long as we're competitive and get top 4, that's all they really give a shit about, in my opinion. So I'm not happy about it, but that's the situation. Pound Cake OG says, me neither, I just use the herb. Good shout, good shout. Au natural is the way to go, my friend. Gung, she says, we'll learn a lot more about Ollie's capabilities in the next season, I reckon. Very true, but at the same time, we need to back him and help him because we need to improve the side. Look at Jose's last season. We've talked about that. Jose, nobody can doubt Jose's one of the greatest managers to have managed in the game. He's won everything. But actually, he didn't get what he needed in his last window at United, and then he started the season shockingly bad because it was all just shrouded in negativity. Now, I don't think Ollie would have that same reaction. I don't think Ollie would throw his toys out the pram publicly like Jose did, and I don't think he'd criticise his players like Jose did, but I still think he needs help. I still think he's in a tricky situation where if we don't hit the ground running again, if there's a few performances that go awry at the start of the season, he could have the pressure cooker right turned up on him, you know? Michael Fletcher says, drugs are bad, McCoy. You can do it. It's all up to you, McCoy. You can do it. You can change your life today. Don't have to spend your life addicted to crack. Homeless on the street, giving hand jobs for crack. Anyway, shout out to all the people old enough to know the South Park movie. Screenshot Media. How you doing, Screenshot Media? By the way, I don't think Aaron meant to time you out there, my friend. I think that's an accidental time out there from Aaron. Actually, no, you've put the same message about 4 times there. Careful, Screenshot Mania. No spamming. We know you're a great subscriber, though, but no spamming. No spamming, I should say. James Wright comments, I completely agree. Greenwood is a striker. The quicker he starts playing there in the first team, the better. Good man, James. I agree. I think he's just so naturally good at finishing. The ball can come across him, into him. You know, he's getting physically better. He's got the left foot, the right foot. He's brilliant. Thank you, Matthew Chapman, as well. Comments, Jose in the new documentary is such a good manager. It's just not right for United. I need to see that, actually. All or Nothing, right, on Amazon. I've got to start watching that, my friends. It sounds so good. Gabriel Lopez says, I want Ollie to go big. He has been such a great player. He was such a great player. Oh, he was such a great player. People forget about how much of a great player he was. Look at the all-time assists for Man United. He's in the top 10. Look at the all-time goals for Man United. He's in the top 10. That's the player we're dealing with here, guys. That's ever. Yeah, that's it. Screenshot was spamming there. Yeah, he was spamming. You gotta make sure you don't spam, otherwise you will get timed out, friends. So don't spam. Anyway, because what it does is it obviously blocks up the chat a little bit there for people who are trying to, to have their comments run out. Jagon Vespil comments, Barca chairman has been arrested. Yeah, Bartomeu, mate. He's been had up for corruption. Well, let's see what materialises there, but it sounds all right. Gus Smith says it's easy, McCoy. Ansumana comments, Ansumana Camara says, we suit to have Pau. Pau Torres, you never know, it might end up coming. We will see. Shout out to you versus Linear Q. Comments, I'm an Arsenal fan. Come on, you Gunners. Aubameyang or Martial? You know, I don't think there's a lot in it, actually. I really don't think there's a lot in it. I'm very impressed with Aubameyang. I think he's an unbelievable talent. But I just think Martial, he's still developing at that number 9 role. Give him a bit more time. He's been playing mostly on the wings throughout his career before this season. Give him a bit more time. I think he'll get 25, 26 goals next season, I do. If he's playing in all the games and he's fit, I think he'll actually get that. So, let's, I can't really choose between that one. Have a little vote in the live chat, but I know what's going to happen. Vote 1 for Aubameyang, vote 2 for Martial. This is a Man United channel, obviously. Everyone's going to vote Martial, so it's the most pointless vote ever. But anyway. Scujo1 with a comment says, in terms of the league, what are your expectations for us, Piggy? I think we're going to finish 3rd, mate. I think, especially if we don't sign like a good few players, I think we'll finish 3rd again. I don't see how Ollie can change the course of what happened last year to that much of a degree. Liverpool were so many points ahead. They're still a good team. Man City are strengthening. They're still a good team. It's going to be difficult for us to break in there, but I'm going for 3rd, mate. I'm going for 3rd. Nut Lee Haug comments, I always saw you with the hat. I never thought about you as someone with hair. You just thought I was a baldy, did you, mate? Yeah, well, I usually wear the hat in the winter, mate, when it's really cold. But in the summertime like now, I can't wear it. But yeah, Tony Martial, everybody's saying Tony Martial. Actually, not everybody's saying Tony Martial. Buster Cherry, the Arsenal fan in the live chat, he's saying Aubameyang. Adrian Lowe says Aubameyang. To be fair to Aubameyang, though, he's a brilliant player. Like, you can see that with, look at that goal he scored in the Community Shield the other day. It was a classy goal. And he's definitely a good player. Football with Brownie says, Pig over here in Spain, I'm hearing party to United. Well, that would be That would be cause for a party if that was to happen, mate. And it should be a player we're looking at. 26 years of age, defensively solid as they come really in the centre of the park. Definitely a great athletic defensive midfielder that we should be looking at signing. So I would like it if that was true. Gangshi says, Pig, everyone assumed the hat was your hair. Oh my days. That would be sickening, wouldn't it? Imagine having hair that looked like that. What sort of abomination would that be? Michael Fletcher says, I would actually rather the 100 million for Sancho split across the squad if it's a choice of Sancho and nothing else. Interesting. Yeah, good comment there. I mean, maybe if you signed 2 or 3 other good players, that would benefit the squad overall compared to just putting all your eggs in the Sancho basket. But in another way, you kind of want the best pieces of the best quality players you can get in a way. Because if you're trying to add those pieces to the puzzle, you want to try and add the best pieces. But I hear what you're saying, though. At this moment in time, United has a few weak positions in the side, and if we don't address them, then there's no good having a great attacking player if you're leaking loads of goals at the back, is there? So I understand what you're saying, dude. Nicholas McCasker, shout out Nicholas, Pound Cake OG, Cota Worth, what's going on, says we won't get Sancho if we don't sign him this window. Probably not. Somebody else is going to swoop in for him surely soon enough. Nikhil says De Gea or Henderson in Champions League. It depends on the game. It depends on the game. It depends what Solskjaer wants to do. I still think David De Gea deserves the chance, and he's on a big amount of money, and he will be our number 1. So it really depends what he wants to do. Yusuf Raji says, no, Pig, Sancho all the way. I personally would go for Sancho because I think he's going to be one of the best players in the world in the future. And I think if you can get one of the best players in the world in the future in your team, you should. Rather than go and spread it across, I would get Sancho personally. Yeah, Brownie says party for 50 million euros or Sancho for 120 million euros. You see, there you go. What's better value? What gives you more value? What gives you more bang for the buck right now? But then future planning, Sancho's much younger. It's all considerations, guys. That's a good vote, actually. Let's just vote on that and then we'll wrap it up. Football with Brownie, thank you for the question. Stick a 1 in the live chat if you would rather get Partey for 50 million and improve our midfield really well with a great defensive midfielder. Or stick a 2 in it if you'd rather 120 million on Sancho. Bear in mind there's a £70 million discrepancy there and a difference. Yeah, sporting director would be brilliant. Get beamed. We should get Van der Sar, 100%. What a lad. What a great ex-Red. Van der Sar's the man. I agree with you, mate. Ez A. Godwin says, what Man United need is a left-back? Absolutely. Hopefully we'll get Reguilon. Right then, you bloody bunch of legends. I don't want to bore you anymore. We've been going for 90 minutes, the entire length of a football match here. That's what we go for. This is a football chat channel. I'm trying to get 2 90-minute videos out a day to you, talking about the transfer dealings and what's going on. I really hope you're enjoying this new series. I know it's probably not for everyone. Hey, shout out Lynette Giggs, by the way. Thank you for commenting on my recent vids. Great to have you involved, Lynette. She says Sancho is a 10-year project. There you go. If you sign Sancho, split that cost over 10 years, because that's how long you have him at the club. Very good comment there, Lynette. Bernard Dean, thank you very much for voting. So, yeah, lots of people voting the 2s there. Lots of people voting the 2s. It's interesting. I think I'd rather Sancho, but I can understand the Thomas Partey. I can understand wanting Thomas Partey there. Right then, thank you, Mark Vood. Thank you, JP. He says, Pig do an Iceland diss track. That won't be happening, but thank you for the suggestion. You never know. It could be pretty funny. It would just end up being a 3-minute song ripping into, what's her face? Get in there, my son. Who's that nutter from Iceland? Anyway, Cota Worth says, just subscribe. Thank you, Cota Worth. Great to have you on board. Hit that subscribe button, everybody. Bjork. Oh, so quiet. You know, that she's bizarre. She was bizarre. Anyway, I'm just putting it out there. Bjork was a nutter. It would just end up being a 3-minute diss track for Bjork, so I don't really want to do that, mate. Legends. Okay, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. It's been a great show. Really appreciate you all stopping by and getting involved. I'm going to give you all a shout out here. If I didn't respond to you, please come back after this video is finished and comment in the not live comments. I want to hear from you in there. Adovitz, yes, Bjork's the one. Bjork, yes, she was a nutter. Abba Latif Sharif, shout out to you, my friend. Juice Z, shout out. Buster Cherry, Nicholas McCasker, 251 likes. Come on, my son, get in there. That is a happy birthday stream, my friends. 251 legends smashing a thumbs up on this video. Get in there, you beauty. Do us a favour if you can and you have not done so. Hit that freaking like button, lads and lasses. Smash that like button. We're buzzing our tits off because we've got Donny van de Beek. Anyway, Call Me Reflex, thank you. Yusuf Raji, Nicholas McCasker, Nikhil Deshmuk, Kyan Crowley, Esteban Picon, Anthony Brooks. Thank you, Anthony Brooks. Mark Voigt, of course. Ray Reddington, what a legend. Mrs. P. Matt Rascujo on Andy Davidge. Yes, Andy. Get in here, Andy Davidge, lad. Great to see you. What a hero. One of the legends. I've been friends with Andy on Twitter for years. Shout out to you, Andy, mate. Get in here. Nicholas McCasker, Mark Coterworth, first class gamer, double legend, JP, triple legend. Actually, no, you're all triple legends. Sorry, nobody's more of a legend than anyone else. We all know that's not true, though. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm just kidding around. You're all a bunch of legends. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Click the bell icon. I'm going to be bringing you 2 shows a day for this whole transfer period. I hope you enjoy the shows. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you enjoyed the show. That's amazing, Illa United. 271 likes. Gus Smith says, love you. New subscriber, loving the content. Gus Smith, my friend. Man after my own heart. Shout out to you, my bro. Thank you very much. Get beamed as well. Says, first time hearing, good show. I'll be back. Nice one, Get beamed. Beam him up, Scotty. That is brilliant. Lynette Giggs says, happy birthday. Thank you, Lynette. Adibola Arnold, you have a good one. Sloth 55 Chunk, you're a legend too. Esteban Picon, I don't want to miss anybody. I do not want to miss anybody. Simon Cowie. Osas Omas, Adovitz. Oh, thank you, Nutley Howard. Thank you so much for the 50 knock super chat donation there, dude. He says, I remember when I had hair. Hey, it happens to the best of us, my friend. Look at this. Can you see? I don't know if you can see, but that is some serious residation going on there. Look at that. Almost sort of have it down a little bit to cover out. That's residation, my friends. That is residation. Trust me, 10 years' time, I'm going to be as bald as a coot. Honestly, give me 10 years' time. So I'm making the most of it while I can, guys. Okay, that's it from me. Do you know what? I'm going to get my hair out for you guys. Just for a laugh, I haven't shown you the hair for a while. I'm going to get my hair out at the end. Just to show you what we're rocking these days, right? So this is the sort of do we're rocking at the moment. Of course, I have it up like that. But this is how long. This is how long. Actually, it's not even... You can't even see how long it is because it's all matted up. So it's not... Look, it actually goes down to like here, guys. It's properly long, this hair, man. Check it out. Check out this hair. That's right. That's right, guys. That is what we're working with these days. That is a proper lockdown hairdo. Oh, yeah. JW92, lad, with a late super chat at the end. You bloody hero. Thank you, JW92. You unbelievable hero, mate. Appreciate that. Says, happy birthday, Pig. Shout out to you, JW92, my friend. Lynette says, hairline like Zlatan. Oh my days, guys. What a fun stream I've had tonight, though. This is my birthday night stream. This is what I've decided to do in my birthday night because I love doing these videos, guys. I love it. So this is... I can't think of anything more I'd rather do than be on there chatting to you legends. Actually, maybe hanging out with the missus. I just better say that right now just because she's watching, but also because it's true. Yeah. But no, definitely. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Appreciate you all watching. Matthew Chapman as well. That's it. I better go. I'm rambling. But thanks for watching. Smash that like button. Hit a like on it. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD. Also, Flying Pig United on Facebook and Instagram, or Mr. Flying Pig HD on Twitter. Also, flyingpigunited.com is the name of the website. Check the website out because it's a Manchester United news source. You can read it on the toilet. Gazamania, thank you. JW92, you stay classy and stay safe, my friend. Much appreciated. Ryan Burberspin9, absolute legend. David Reed. You probably have to go back and watch it, matey, because we're just wrapping this one up. Polar Bear says, happy B-Day. Thank you, mate. Andy David says, Gareth Bale lookalike. Right, that's it then. Have a great evening, everyone. Double one of those. Double salute. Oh, shit, I've ripped a bunch of my hair out, guys. How did that happen? I don't know if you can see that. You can't. Anyway, whatever. Thanks for tuning in. This is The Pig. I'm going to say goodbye. Take it easy. Stay classy. Have a good one. Come on, United. Sign some more bloody players. This is The Pig. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another one. Thank you. Oh, shit. Wrong thing. I clicked the wrong thing, guys. Sorry, I came back for a second there. I didn't mean to do that. Hey, thank you so much to everybody that watches this show and supports this channel on Patreon. This is just the Patreon and Tier 2 channel member credits. Tier 2 channel members on YouTube also get on this list. Gung, she says, Mommy, G Wolf United, you have a great evening, my friend. Michael Fletcher as well. Jamie Wiltshire, thank you so much, dude. We'll drink to Eric the King. There you go, Jamie Wiltshire. And, Cantona. I said, Cantona. Anyway, those are my couple of favourites. Cantona based, of course. I love that man. He is the legend of them all. Anyway, thank you to all these guys on this list. We still need to add Hayden Alessandro. We still need to add First Guys Game Out and a couple of other people. And look at that. We've got Newt Lihaug's just joined the Bacon Brigade as a new member. Shout out to you, Nut Lihaug, my friend. Unfortunately, we're leaving right now, so we cannot extend the level of gratitude to you, my friend. But I would like to say thank you to you. Thank you to all the members. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in. Have a great evening. This is The Pig. I'm out of here. Stay classy. Have a bloody good one. Take it easy.